Man, remember when December was the 10th month? What's that? You don't because you're not an ageless being who is around for the calendar of Romulus that was replaced over 2,000 years ago? You could have just said no.
TMI.
The US government is getting fed up with Nvidia exploiting loopholes in the government's export restrictions to China. It's like an Air Bud when they figure out there's no rule forbidding dogs from playing basketball, baby. But way less heartwarming and quaint. At the Reagan National Defense Forum this weekend, US Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said her department needs more funding to stop China from getting the good silicon that Biden keeps in the windowed cabinet for special occasions. Biden's not home, let's go. He's asleep standing up again, let's go. She also took aim particularly at Nvidia, saying, if you redesign a chip around a particular cut line that enables China to do AI, I'm going to control it the very next day, mister. I added the mister. She's probably frustrated since after the SEC informed Nvidia that they couldn't send their data center cards to China and Russia without a license, Nvidia started designing several professional cards suitable for the Chinese market. And then when the consumer-grade powerhouse, the RTX 4090, got barred from export to China, Nvidia decided they'd make a special 4090 for China, even adding one of the coolest letters to his name, D. Be careful, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang. Keep this up, and you'll lose your leather jacket privileges. You'll be demoted to lace, you dainty boy. Lace doesn't fly in jail. PlayStation has announced they will be removing more than 1,300 seasons of Discovery TV series from the PS Store, even removing access from customers who paid for those shows. Now, I know that sounds a lot like Sony is stealing content from paying customers. I don't have a but for that statement, that's just how it sounds. PlayStation posted a legal update notice to their site and sent out emails to the quote-unquote owners of affected content saying it will be removed at the end of the year due to content licensing arrangements. While everyone is quick to blame Sony and PlayStation for this, let's not forget that Discovery is part of Warner Bros. Discovery, aka the company that completely deleted whole TV series off the internet and canceled multiple movies that had already been shot so they could get a tax write-off.
They weren't that good.
It would have sucked anyway. You did not need to see Batwoman. Was it Batgirl? It's Batwoman now. This is not to say Sony is blameless. They pulled a similar move for Austrian and German customers last year, and they're offering no refunds to the affected customers. Your Franks. But Sony did say in their email that they sincerely thank you for your continued support. I guess these customers will have to find another tech giant in need of their charitable donations. OpenAI agreed to buy $51 million worth of AI chips from Rain AI, a startup CEO Sam Altman is personally invested in, according to newly revealed documents. This delivers a crushing blow to my assumption that someone in a position of power wouldn't use that power for personal gain.
What?
This new revelation may be one of the reasons the original OpenAI board accused Altman of not being consistently candid in his communications with the board and kicked him to the curb right before every OpenAI employee forced the board out and brought Altman back in. Unfortunately, we still can't know for sure the reason because the board hasn't been consistently candid in their communications about the decision. The closest thing we got to a hint before the Rain AI bombshell was a tweet from former board member Helen Toner, which basically just reiterates the board's original announcement about ousting Altman. But I mean, that's what Twitter's all about. Sharing someone else's opinion and claiming it as your own. Toner.
I know, I was looking for something.
Great for your abs. Now it's time for the Quick Bits brought to you by Turing College, an accredited online school with courses in data science, analytics, engineering, and AI. Skills you can use in the real world and some not real ones. Their courses are self-paced and project-based, so you can learn anytime, even if it doesn't rhyme, even while you listen to some tasty tech news. As an exclusive offer, Turing College will randomly select one of the first 100 people that went through their admission process and offer them a fully paid course, entirely free. Follow the link below and get edumacated. Our Quick Bits are raised on a pasture with enough room for them to bit as quickly as they please. They're free-range, grass-fed, farm-to-table, and a tremendous source of your daily recommended tech news. Hackers successfully infiltrated Sellafield, one of the UK's largest nuclear facilities, years ago, according to an investigation by The Guardian. Sources told The Guardian that Sellafield's cybersecurity was breached multiple times since 2015, with Russia and China-backed groups likely accessing the nuclear waste processing site's juiciest secrets, like the fact that depleted uranium is actually delicious.
What else are they hiding?
This story is only surfacing now because senior staff have consistently covered it up. The security issues were even nicknamed Voldemort, aka He who shall not be named. Except you named it that, so you played yourselves.
You gave it a name.
The hacks. Google's Manifest v3 update has a secret weapon for defeating ad blockers. Slowing down updates. Right now, ad blockers must update their block list daily, at minimum, to keep up with YouTube's crackdown. Once Manifest v3 rolls out, ad blockers will have to release full updates just to fix their block list, leading to reviews of those updates that can take anywhere from a few hours to a few weeks, massively hampering ad blockers' ability to keep up. If only there was an alternative, Firefox, that didn't have this downside. Firefox, oh my God, and was way more private. Seriously, Firefox, geez.
It doesn't fire in your throat.
Amazon has signed a 3-launch deal with SpaceX to support satellite deployment for Project Kuiper, a direct competitor to Starlink. A few months ago, Amazon was hit with a lawsuit from shareholders for awarding similar contracts to Arianespace, Blue Origin, and the United Launch Alliance, allegedly without even considering SpaceX, a leading competitor with a proven track record. The suit suggested that the reason for this lapse was personal beef between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, a pair of men who would have happily settled this in the parking lot, but they didn't want to give Mark Zuckerberg ideas.
He's ready. Just call him.
Italy-based aerospace company Avio misplaced 2 of the 4 propellant tanks for their Vega rocket several months ago. The rocket is meant to launch a satellite for the European Space Agency next year, so the company scrambled to find them.
Check on the couch.
But they're not in a usable state, maybe because they found them in a dump. Avio is now looking into alternatives, but it's unlikely they'll be able to meet their launch obligation time. They're always late, those Italians. How hard is it to keep track of fuel tanks? It's not rocket science, it's rocket logistics at best.
I thought no one wanted this fuel.
Mea culpa. And Kiss announced at the end of their 4-year end of the road tour that they're replacing themselves with virtual avatars created by Industrial Light and Magic. Yeah, the Star Wars people now make people like Gene Simmons into VTubers. There's a 30-minute discussion on why the band decided to do this. To save you 30 minutes, I'll just tell you, Kiss wanted to keep making money, but still be able to sit down.
Win-win.
Boomers. And you should sit down and join us again on Wednesday when we bring you more tech news. Ilum hasn't answered our call, so the host will be a real human, most likely.
One day.
And tech news every day. Aye.